Welcome back to another episode of the Mythic Giraffe Podcast. I am Chris,
I'm Ron,
the octopus catcher.
the octopus catcher.
Today's episode is brought to you by the letter E for Earth Day.
Oh, it is Earth Day. And the number 12.
12.
For reasons.
For reasons, yeah. Yeah, I think it's hilarious that it's Earth Day, and we're getting a frost warning tonight. So.
Yeah.
Planted all my delicious vegetables in the garden over the weekend, got a couple new trees, and I get to run around like a madman after this and cover everything up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I luckily have not done any of my yard work.
Yeah, that's good. So
yeah. I just got done cutting my grass and was actually cold the entire time, which is a weird feeling.
Yeah, that's always a weird one. Yeah. So were there any ants in your weed eater this time?
Not this time. Not this time.
That's good. Forward progress. Yeah, we realized this weekend how expensive trees are to buy. Oof.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Bought two, established, the one's 6 foot tall and the other one's 10 feet tall, and it was $300 and some.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
So, but yeah, our yard will be prettier, hopefully.
Yeah.
So, and it's less grass to cut.
That is definitely something worth talking about. I am tired of cutting grass.
Yeah, there's a part of me that's maybe if I just killed it all and poured concrete and painted it green, it'd be easier. But then it'd be, I just think about the dogs pooping on the concrete and
right.
Yeah.
You have to deal with that.
Yeah, and the hideous look I'm getting from my daughter right now. I'm not gonna paint the yard green.
But you've thought about it.
Yeah, I have. Put some lovely, plastic flowers out there. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Said I cut my grass today and had cut my neighbor's grass because hers was out of control.
Gotcha. I remember you saying you've been doing that every now and again.
Yeah, trying to help her out.
Good.
Yeah.
You're a good man.
I don't want her yard looking like shit so that my yard looks like shit.
Well, but when you cut hers, you gotta do a shoddy job so at least yours still looks better.
Right. Yeah.
Leave a couple patches here and there.
Usually I don't do the edging. But,
oh yeah.
Because I just fucking hate edging. But this time I actually went ahead and did it all.
Yeah. The guy behind my neighbor's lot, they just moved in I don't know, maybe a month ago. He had let his grass get so tall, and he went out and bought a new lawnmower. We saw the box and him putting it together. I'm all right, we're in the backyard, and you hear the lawnmower running, struggling, and then pow, backfire. And then him start it back up, and a couple minutes later, same thing. So I look over there, and he's got the deck dragging the ground, and he's barely able to push it because it's clogging it up so much. It had to have backfired at least 10 times.
Jeez.
Sarah's like, do you want to go talk to him? I was like, nope, he's got to learn.
Yeah. Yeah, that's his job.
Yep.
Yeah, we I have that battery powered one, which man, it's so great.
That's
My
awesome.
neighbor came over. He's like, "You have a battery powered weed eater?" I'm like, "Yes."
Yep.
This is called the future.
Yeah, exactly.
Any other thing is wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I've said if I've got to do anything to this lawnmower, I'm just going to buy a battery operated one.
Yeah.
So
I like that ego that I have. It does a good job.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
So it's come so far. I mean, it used to be anything battery operated electric was just nothing. But
oh yeah,
now
compared to the first iteration of them, it's
crazy good.
So yeah, I would definitely recommend them. You know, speaking of Earth Day, I'm not sure. I don't know. I read a terrible statistic that what is it? Leaf blowers
Yeah.
put out like such crazy amounts of CO2 that's like worse than running cars.
Well, like the backpack ones?
Yeah,
I don't doubt it.
yeah, they're like crazy bad for the environment.
Yeah, well, that and some people use it to dry off their vehicles.
Yeah,
I don't understand that. And
that does
quote
happen.
unquote sweep the floor.
Yeah, seen that happen at
Yeah,
places.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, so what else is new?
Well, good news in the world of Batman, I guess, yesterday, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, you didn't see?
No.
Michael Keaton's coming back to play
Oh,
Batman.
I did see that. Yeah, he's going to be in the Flash and the weird, Flashpoint stuff. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
He's going to be, I guess I was reading something like it's going to be the Flash multiverse kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Well, because the new Batman with Pattinson is set on Earth 2, I think. So DC is so confusing with that. Yeah. Well, I mean, Marvel has even more. I mean, the Marvel that you think of is evidently the 616. So.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's World 616.
I did not know this.
Yeah, yeah. And then there's, I mean, thousands of other ones. If the Spider-Verse where they showed all the different worlds there are, and like Peter Porker, the little pig Spider-Man, and Spider-Man Noir, and all those.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I guess we'll see part of that in the new Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness.
Right. And then I saw something. Chris Evans is going to play Spider-Man. I'm assuming that he's going to play the old Peter Parker in the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's kind of my assumption. I'm not.
It's got to be.
Yeah, it seems like that would be something he would do.
Yeah, because he couldn't be in, like, see his face in another Marvel property like that.
Right.
That'd be too weird. So.
Yeah. But
Yeah, that's cool.
Michael Keaton's cool.
Yeah, Michael Keaton's cool. It's yeah. Hopefully this time he'll be able to turn his neck.
Yeah. I didn't realize that was the problem originally.
Yeah, it was.
I guess the costume was so stiff he couldn't turn his neck.
Yeah, and I guess because of that, it's why his fighting looks so stiff and robot-like. Right. So, but from multiplicity to Batman. So.
Right. Which, again, I remember like when he got the role, it was like, wait, that guy?
Yeah, Mr. Mom.
Right. Like that guy, is he's a comedy guy.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It's weird.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
So, yeah, that was like the big news that I saw.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen anything.
There hasn't been a lot of like stuff. Oh, they had the new trailer for, was it Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings or whatever for Marvel.
Oh, right.
Like the new, like how the Mandarin really will be and stuff. So.
Right.
It could be cool.
Could be cool.
Yeah. I mean, Marvel's doing a pretty good job for the most part. Falcon and the Winter Soldier has been really good.
I've heard really mixed reviews about that.
I like it. It's because it's telling a lot of the backstory and all of that. So.
Right.
Yeah.
People, the internet.
Well, the internet's never happy, so.
The internet is never happy.
Yeah. And the guy who's playing the quote-unquote new Captain America is Kurt Russell's son. Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually auditioned for Captain America for the original movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep. So I guess that's why
cool.
they kind of kept him in his back pocket. But yeah. So evidently, he was saying the other day, he's like, I will not replace my dad as Snake Plissken in a
I saw
Escape to New
somebody
York remake.
Yeah, it was such a weird. Like, first off, is that really something people are calling for?
I don't know. They should make it. So they did New York, L.A., Escape from Chicago.
Yeah.
Escape from Salisbury. There you go.
Yeah. Well, I guess from what I was read, I think Kurt Russell's kind of not maybe retired, but he's definitely kind of stepping back from roles.
Kurt Russell is how old now?
It's got to be probably 80s.
No.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell really that old?
Well, you remember he was like an old Disney star, like in the 50s.
Kurt Russell. What's his age? He's 70.
Huh?
Born in 51.
Not as old as I thought he was.
Yeah. Wow. Still 70. Whew.
Yeah, but I mean, you remember, like, he did all those old school.
Yeah, that's true.
Disney movies.
Yeah. Fox and the Hound.
Was he in Fox and the Hound?
He was.
Huh.
Yeah, he was. I can't remember. He was one of them. He might have been the Fox. Now, my interest is piqued. Kurt Russell, Fox and the Hound. Hey, look at that. Kurt Russell. God, I hate it when they say it. Who plays what? Yeah, he was the dog Cooper.
Huh.
And the Fox was Mickey Rooney?
Huh.
Wow.
Wow, I gotta say,
Shoot.
my day is blown. By
Mickey Rooney. There's a name you haven't heard in a while.
Well, he's been dead for.
Is he dead?
Yeah.
He's got to be.
Yeah, he died a few years ago.
Yeah.
He died. I don't know. It's been to the point where I remember him dying recently. So.
First case COVID. No, I'm kidding, folks.
Well, again, same thing. Like Mickey Rooney,
yeah, Mickey Rooney.
He was a World War II, reporter.
Probably day.
So.
I saw something the other day that almost made me want to cry. It was like, today, thinking back to the mid 80s is like the 80s thinking back to World War II.
Of course. Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, we are what we call old now.
Yeah. But again, like we've talked about a couple times, I still don't feel like a grown up.
No, never. Yeah.
It's crazy. One of my kids asked me the other day something. I was like, you need to go talk to an adult.
Yeah, you need an adult. I don't know who that adult is at this point, but you got to find one.
Yeah, find one. And when you find them, let me know.
Right, so I got somebody to talk to.
Oh, yeah. Gosh. So I do have a rant.
Uh-oh, good.
Oh, yeah. So it's a two-parter. And look, I am all about you do you and stuff like that. But it drives me insane. The number of people that I see, A, on their cell phone at stoplights.
Oh, yeah.
And B, the number of people that smoke dope on the way to work. Every morning on the way to work. And look, I go to work at like 6:30. And I'm waiting in traffic. I'm like, I smell weed.
Maybe they needed to get through the day.
But you should be driving doing that.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah. That's my thing.
I would also make the argument that people that smoke in general, I hate to say this if you smoke, but have a little consideration.
Yeah.
Stop fucking flinging your butts everywhere.
Right. Oh, God, there's a guy in the neighborhood who his front yard is nothing but butts. I'm like, oh.
Right. Where was I at the other day?
But like the other
And
day, there were guys smoking on their way to work, and they had like lime green sweatshirts on, so they obviously worked in either sanitation or roads or something like that. It's like I don't want the guy holding the stop sign to be high,
right.
because all he has to do is spin it around. And, oh yeah, it's slow, man, and boom.
It's fair.
Yeah.
I I don't really care, honestly, because what's the worst gonna happen at this point? Like, I don't
Well,
know.
eh. Well, eventually they're
Yeah,
gonna have to figure something out about that. Because if they legalize it everywhere, there's a lot of jobs they're going to figure out how to work
yeah.
that into the system. Yeah, I
That
mean, yeah, like safety sensitive positions, there's got to be a rule, but
right. Like our job
yeah,
is a thing.
yeah, I would
Um,
not suggest smoking dope before you go drive a fire truck or work on an ambulance.
but I know of at least one department that does not test for marijuana
Wow.
anymore.
Okay.
Um, you know,
Yeah, because I mean, there is a rapid test. So if you, as long as you don't smoke like every day, you won't build up that
right,
level in your system, so they can do random tests. But otherwise, yeah, if you smoke every day that you're off, it's going to have a buildup, and they're not going to be able to test it.
right, and it's become legal,
Hey, just
if
next
not
door.
everywhere, but pretty much everywhere. You know, I know New Jersey now it's legal.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know where Maryland's at anymore. I
Right.
stopped looking at that kind of stuff because
Mhm.
I'm not likely to do it.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, who knows? Other people we work with or know, or
Sure,
yeah, or that's even like some of the CBD oils that some have the THC in them, some don't, and it's like, is enough of that going to absorb that you'll pop?
that is a very good question. Um, because I've seen people say, the CBD is really good for um, muscle injuries and stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, that'd be great for my shoulder, but I'm not really willing to.
Yeah. I don't want to pee dirty.
Right, not really willing to try it. Um,
Yeah. Roll the dice and let me see how that works.
yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we need the don't need to find out the hard way.
No, no. That's, and I've brought up a couple times to upper management. I'm like, we need to figure this out.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll ask HR. I was like, okay, that's gonna go nowhere.
right.
So
That's the conversation you need to have ahead of time. Which that's the thing is they're not.
right, yeah, you've got to have your prep work done for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's out of my hands.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. 100% out of our hands.
Yep.
Well, maybe not ours. Maybe yours.
Yeah, for now.
For now.
Yep.
They, like I said, figure out now or wait until it's too late, and then you have real problems.
Exactly. Yeah. Then let's not have to scramble to address it. Let's have a plan kind of in place.
Right. So, any other exciting news? Let me think. Any
exciting news?
game news out there?
I don't think so.
See anything super?
I saw that Discord canceled talks with Microsoft.
Yes,
So I'm happy.
happy with it.
Yeah.
I'd rather them not at this point, just
Yeah.
because I think I'd rather Discord be kept kind of where it is. I don't know. I'm sure for the business of it that it's in their best interest to sell.
Maybe, but I mean, it was like multi-billion-dollar offer.
Yes, it was a lot of money.
Yeah. So.
Well, Microsoft is pretty smart about these things. Like,
yeah,
they're only gonna invest in something they think is actually worth money, and I think Discord's definitely worth money. I mean, I love it.
Oh yeah.
Compared to the old days.
Yeah, I use Discord all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe the people of Discord's biggest point about it is it's keep it cross-platform.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, just
'Cause right
figure
now,
out
I
an
mean,
app that works on all the consoles and.
right. And like, you know, here you are. You play Destiny. I'm sure. Well, I don't know. Do you guys use Discord for
Yep.
your? Yeah.
Yep.
So
We use Discord.
I mean, that's just the thing. It's just
Yeah.
everybody uses Discord.
Yep. Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
yeah. There's the app and everything, but the Destiny app. It's so much easier. Just hop on Discord and hey.
I dislike the Destiny app. I'm sorry
Yeah,
to say.
it's painful at times. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it's so much easier. It's also easier than having like 8,000 text threads and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, we use shit like people I know. We use it for figuring out who's going to play disc golf today.
Yeah.
Like that's where we're at with it. Like,
Oh yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it's a easy message board that's way to contact people and not sit there and wait.
Speaking of Discord, we have a Discord if you guys would like to
We
join
do
us.
have a Discord.
We do monitor it pretty well.
We do.
It's like the only kind of social media that I could get into.
Yep. Yeah, just search for Mythic Giraffe.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure you don't need an invite.
Pretty sure you don't, but if you
do, we would definitely approve you pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So that would not be an issue for anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually had a good topic the other day from one of our listeners. Matt was asking, what was it? What class or something from ancient
what type
times?
Of warrior from ancient times would you want to be?
Yeah.
And my answer was smarmy, but still kind of truthful.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you want to die horribly?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you think about it. I mean, we're both 41. We would be ancient.
Geez. Yeah. we'd already be too dead.
Probably. It's like you watch some of these like Vikings and stuff like that, and you see guys with gray hair, and it's like, how old is he? Oh, he's 32.
Right. Like 26.
Yeah. Leaf led a very rough life.
Yeah. It's a tough life being a Viking.
Yeah.
Freaking going across the Atlantic and
that'd be terrifying.
Yes.
And it's not like you're in this giant enclosed boat. No, you're in an open ship.
Yes, that's the terrifying part about it. It's like you're in an open boat,
right?
With no compass.
Yeah. If it's overcast for a few days, you are lost.
Yes, you're sleeping in, the boat.
Yeah.
It's pretty awful. I don't think being a Viking would be great. That's why I chose the peninsula.
Yeah.
What Wellington, because it's warm there.
Yeah, it is warm.
Like you're gonna die of dysentery, but
yeah,
at least it'll be warm.
Yeah. I was like, oh, feudal Japan would be neat, but then it's like you sneeze the wrong way and you're dead.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like this thing called tetanus, which killed a lot of people for a long time.
Yeah. Well, I was even saying, like you sneeze when somebody from the Emperor's cast is walking by or something, and it's like, oh yeah, kill him.
Yeah, sure, yeah. But so again, tetanus.
Yeah, tetanus, smallpox, malaria, measles,
polio.
Yeah.
That's
the thing, though. If you went back with the vaccines that you have now.
True. Like, do I get to take the vaccines I have now?
You go back there and you like lick the ground and they're like, oh, he's still alive.
Right. Yeah. So if that's part of the deal, then now we got some things I can do.
Yeah. Bow to me, peasants.
Yeah, though I'm not really up on my smallpox vaccine.
No, I'm sure we could find one.
Yeah. Remember when they were doing that a little while ago? They were giving out smallpox vaccines.
Yeah, it was in pockets of places.
I guess I should have taken advantage of that when I had the chance. So
when time travel finally happens,
which is impossible.
It's impossible, but I still cringe every day at 10 o'clock.
Well, that's how we're proving that it's impossible.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you have yet, as far as I know,
yeah,
you haven't yet to hit.
Yeah, I haven't been hit yet, so.
So they could just be waiting to catch you.
It could be. Or it could be, they've done away with daylight savings. So we're an hour off.
Man, wouldn't that be great?
Oh my gosh. So, terrifying. I was in this class the other day, and they were talking about that there's a 24 or something % increase in heart-related issues on the day of spring forward. Because
really?
Yeah, because that hour screw up with your circadian rhythm, it stresses the body out.
Well, that seems like it's worth it.
Yeah.
That does not seem like...
It's stupid. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
And every year or 2 years, they introduce that sunshine bill that's supposed to do away with it, and then doesn't happen.
Right.
And then there's those weird states like Arizona, Kentucky, and places that don't have it. So it's, talk about screw up of your time.
Well, isn't it like Illinois, that one county in Illinois doesn't use daylight savings time?
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Like, how the hell do you deal with that?
Good Lord. God, that would be the thing. The entire state of Maryland would do away with daylight savings time except for Wycomico. God.
I know. Oh, and then I would quit.
I would move.
Yeah.
Done.
I'd be like, no, it's not worth the money. Like, I'm done.
Oh my gosh.
You guys have fun.
No, you know what it would actually be? It would be the entire state and the city of Salisbury that would do away with it, but then the county itself would keep it.
Right. Yeah.
Change your clock for the 10 minutes you're driving through the county, and then change it back.
I did always enjoy, the EMS reports where I went to the call and got there before I was alerted for the call.
Oh yeah. But then there were always those ones that you went responding and then you arrived on scene an hour later.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, why did it take you an hour to go a block? Well.
Yeah.
Or the guys that would show up for a shift change an hour early. And it's like, you forgot fall back, didn't you? Oh, damn it. Nope, you're here now. I'm gone.
Yep, I'm leaving. You're on your own. Yeah. No, I've definitely seen that happen.
Yeah.
And then, the other happens where you have to, as the boss, you have to go, hey guys, remember, you got to be at work an hour early tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it is a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's just...
I think that's another thing that other countries look at us and are like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Right.
Yeah. Our international listeners out there, you folks in Ireland, the UK, Australia, Iceland, just let us know how screwed up we are about this daylight saving stuff.
But, it's got to be worse for them to deal with, right? Like, if you work with any kind of company that deals with America, you have to is it, regular time or fake time?
Yeah.
That's got to be a nightmare.
It's, or like you said, if there's places that have counties.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So you're in the state of Illinois. What's Illinois? But what?
Yeah. The S is silent, just like all those other silent S's.
Yeah. Like Canna. No, that's Kansas, sir. Oh, but the S is silent in Illinois.
Yeah.
Mississippi. Oh gosh.
Well, there is a silent S in Mississippi.
No, there's not.
Why is there two S's?
Because we're stupid. That's why. Again, why is it Arkansas? It's Arkansas. If you're.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, how do you say? What's the state that Las Vegas is in?
Nevada?
Oh, no, you're wrong.
Nevada?
It's like Nevada.
Oh my gosh.
That's how people from Nevada say it.
Nevada.
Yeah.
Again, the English language is so screwed up.
Well, that's not even an English word.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, Americanized English is so screwed up.
Yeah. It's not our fault.
No.
We're just stupid.
Yeah. But then some of the British stuff, it's hilarious.
Well, yeah. I read an article a few years back, and it was talking about the linguistic shift in English. And you know that American English, specifically um, Mid Atlantic and Northeastern English,
Yeah.
is closer to real English than current English,
Huh.
British English,
Really?
because they had a shift in their linguistics during the Empire times, and so their language has shifted quite a bit. So really, we would be able to communicate with Shakespeare more than they could.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Was it because all the people who were too uptight for England that came over here kept it going?
Well, that's fair. That is pretty fair to say about the people that came here.
Yeah.
They were either assholes in England or just really uptight Puritans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it? Have you ever? I'm sure you have a British breakfast.
Oh, the full English?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Good lord.
Yeah, I don't understand.
And why do you have baked beans for breakfast?
Yeah, or yeah.
Do you hate your coworkers? Just throw some boiled eggs in there and be done with it.
Sometimes I watch Sorted Foods, which on YouTube.
Okay.
And they're an English cooking channel basically. And they're like, "Oh, you can't have breakfast without black pudding." I'm like, "Yeah, actually you can.
You can, yeah.
You absolutely can have breakfast without that disgusting,
yeah,
how monstrosity that shit is."
Well, it's blood pudding, right?
No, I think black pudding is
because white pudding is like oatmeal in a sausage casing.
Ew, really?
Yeah, white pudding is like grains and stuff. And again, why is it pudding? It's not pudding.
Oh, I actually have an answer for that. Ooh, I'm ready for this one.
Pudding comes from, Bill Cosby.
No.
Yes.
Pudding is a reference to how it's cooked. So anything that is boiled is a pudding in Old English.
Really?
Yes.
So if you make potatoes, you're having pudding potatoes?
Yes, I guess.
What?
So, like, when you hear, like, figgy pudding and stuff,
yeah,
it's a specific way of boiling the breakfast or the dessert where they would put it in a bag and boil it all together, and that makes a pudding.
Oh, my God. Why are you going to shove a bunch of crap in a bag and boil it?
Well, because people died from, like, food poisoning pretty regularly, so if you just boiled it, it was safe. Yeah, so you put like sweetmeats and minces and stuff in there, and that was pudding. Yeah, I learned that by watching like 17th century cooking channel. That's pretty interesting too.
Huh.
I watched some weird shit.
Yeah. But it's some of the things that I don't know. There's some interesting things that are eaten that I just
yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, like some of those things like people eat are like, oh yeah, you ate this because like there were starving times. And,
exactly. Yeah.
But now there aren't starving times.
yeah.
But to be fair, like I have very fond memories of like Spam with my grandfather and sardines with my grandfather.
Yeah.
And people look at that stuff and go, "Why would you eat that stuff?"
Well, sardines you had to eat on a cracker so you couldn't feel the bones pop.
You have to eat it on a cracker. You can't. I don't think you're legally allowed to eat them any other way. But it can't be any kind of cracker. It must be a saltine.
Oh yeah. My grandfather used to use what you call it? Wheat thins.
Wheat thins.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Your grandfather was wrong.
Yeah, well. Yeah. I'll let you tell him that. That was a hard man. This was the guy that my mother slammed his hand in the car door all the way shut, like the nader pit engaged, and he just tapped on the window. He said, "Sure, I appreciate it if you let the door back open." So his hand is like creased and purple. She said, "Oh my gosh, it'll be fine."
Well,
but it's a different time.
Killed horses with his bare hands. I mean,
that different grandfather. But like you could go to, I know this isn't saying much, but you go to the Walmart and you can buy a tub of chitterlings.
Yeah.
Who on earth needs to buy a bucket of chitterlings?
Well, I think we just talked about muskrat the last time. So.
I think muskrat's a little higher brow than chitterlings.
Really?
Yes.
You think muskrat is higher brow than chitterlings? Literally stink rat. That's what you think is highbrow? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to go.
What if they called it musk mouse instead of muskrat?
I don't think that would make it better.
Cantaloupe rat.
That's funnier.
Yeah.
It's much funnier. It's a meta, very funny joke.
Yeah.
I don't think it would work in the supermarket.
Yep.
Though I'm gonna let our listeners on something. I've never seen muskrat for sale in a supermarket.
In a supermarket, no, but in like a bait shop, yes.
Oh, good. Just where you want to get your meat for the night, the bait shop. Well, honey, I gotta go down and get some bloodworms, and I guess I'll pick up dinner.
Ugh.
Ugh.
I keep teasing my kids, so like, they'll go to my mom's house and have something to eat. I'm like, yeah, how's the muskrat? I wasn't muskrat. And I was like, how do you know it wasn't muskrat?
Right. Well,
my mother would never cook muskrat. But
first, the fact that people aren't throwing up when it's being cooked.
It's have you ever smelled it being cooked?
No.
It's well, Uncle Company's wife will not let him cook it inside the house.
Good. She's a smart woman. How about she just not let him cook it?
Yeah.
That seems like a better plan overall. It's just not eat it.
Yeah.
So, when you go to make fun of other people eating shit, like, remember muskrat.
Remember the muskrat.
Yeah.
Cantaloupe rat.
Cantaloupe rat, sorry. It's not even something I've ever wanted to try. Like, it's kind of a funny thing up here. It's like, oh, look at those people down there eating muskrat. And, not on my list of things.
Have you tried snakehead fish?
No. I've heard actually not bad.
It is. It's good. It's good. Another one that Uncle Company cooked for us.
Yeah, I've heard that it's not terrible.
He's supposed to try to make turtle soup soon.
Yeah?
Yeah.
With real turtle?
A real turtle, snapping turtle.
That's cruel.
Snapping turtles are mean.
I mean, I don't know that they're mean. I think they just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
And as somebody who has used a turtle as a weapon against someone else, I don't think you should really be calling turtles mean.
That wasn't a snapping turtle. That was a painted turtle.
He
just wanted to say hi.
Did not want to say hi. Wanted to make someone poop their pants.
Came close.
Very close. This is how I died in a diving incident.
Oh, gosh.
Man, good old days.
Good old days. So, before we get to topic one, how about we have a quick word from our sponsor?
So, if you haven't heard about Anchor, I got to tell you, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. So, we'll go through the things. One, it's free, like totally free. There's a ton of creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer if you prefer it that way. Anchor is then going to distribute your podcast for you so you can hear it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and a ton more. And you can even make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. So if you have 10 folks that listen to you every couple of weeks, great. If you've got 1,000, awesome. Either way, you're going to make money. And it's got everything you need to make a podcast in one easy-to-use place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today.
Hi, sponsor.
Hi, sponsor. All right. So topic one.
All right. So this is more of an annoyance / maybe I'm just a weird person.
No.
Well, I am a weird person, so that part's easy. So I'm listening to Penn Jillette's podcast the other day.
Okay.
As I do.
Yeah.
And Penn Jillette is obsessed with Bob Dylan.
Yes.
Just like totally obsessed with him. Like thinks he's, I don't know, the greatest person on earth.
I don't like Bob Dylan.
Well, Stand by.
Oh gosh.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I also am not a fan. I gotta
Yeah.
say, I've never. I couldn't name one Bob Dylan song
Yeah.
right off the top of my
Right.
head.
Yeah.
But that also goes for pretty much every artist that's not the Beatles and Metallica. So, you know, but I was listening the other day and he was talking about people breaking down Bob Dylan's lyrics as if there's some secret, meaning behind Bob Dylan, as if he wasn't just a drunk guy writing shit down. And it got me thinking about that. Like, for us, it's Bob Dylan, and I guess the Rolling Stones, the people break down, musical artists. But,
Yeah.
at other times it was Shakespeare and, I don't know, take your pick, Do we just try to find meaning in bullshit that doesn't really mean anything? Like,
Yeah.
do you really think Shakespeare sat down when he wrote Romeo and Juliet and was like, I'm going to write this play and I'm going to put all this subtle other shit in it? Or do you think people were just like, because 100 years, 300, 400 years later, they're still interpreting his works going, oh, look at this, what he meant. It's like, no,
Right.
really, he just was like, these words rhyme and it makes the story go together.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I just don't have that mindset to be literary about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's, people are like, oh yeah, the deeper meaning, when he was talking about the red carpet, it was actually an allegory to the Mount Vesuvius or something. It's like, what? No?
Right, like I get the allegory in Animal Farm, because George Orwell was basically hitting you over the head with a hammer of an allegory.
Yeah, that was, pretty in your face.
But sometimes I think we just give artists this, I don't know, mythical status as if they're like super geniuses. And it's like, well, no, they're just people writing a song that sounds good or, comes out making some sort of sense. No Beatles song makes sense at all.
Right.
If you wrote, like, maybe Rocky the Raccoon kind of makes out as a whole story the whole way through, but none of them make any sense at all. Like, most of them are just like, oh, these guys were really stoned. Like they were on a lot of acid when they wrote this song. But we give them a lot of higher meaning bullshit to it. I don't know. So it sat me wrong that a guy like Pendulite, who I think is probably very intelligent, is sitting there.
Yeah.
Maybe it's fine for him that, to think that his hero is smarter than he is. I don't know. I don't know. It sits me wrong with, though.
Yeah. So you bring this up, and I had to, I just did a quick search for 15, or I did like songs with odd interpretations or something.
Sure.
So, do you ever hear the song "Closing Time" by Semisonic?
Yes.
Yeah, you think it was, it's time for the bar to close and kick everybody out. No,
I bet it's about suicide.
No, he wrote it because it was an emphasis on the miracle of childbirth.
What?
Yeah, I don't get it.
What?
I don't get it.
We're closing the vagina? What? No, that doesn't make any sense.
I guess. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I think, I also think some artists literally just write shit and say, oh yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not all just bullshit that I just threw out there. That totally was meant to be like that. I don't know. It just, I guess the part that rubs me wrong about it is this assumption that Bob Dylan or John Lennon were somehow so much smarter than everybody else that they could really speak to the meaning of these things. I never felt that way. I don't know.
It's
good with a tune.
Right. And that's the thing, some people are like, oh man, but you really got to pay attention to the lyrics. And sometimes, a lot of times I do, but there are sometimes that it's a good song.
Right.
It's a good song.
usually the people that are telling me you got to really listen to lyrics are really saying you got to be really high
Yeah.
and listen to the lyrics, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
which,
I don't know. I think some of that though is really pay attention to the lyrics. It's almost like those people are like, well, yeah, the show gets really good like 5 seasons in. It's like,
oh my God, I am
no.
tired of hearing people tell me, well, you got to give it like a season and then the show gets good.
Right.
Like,
No.
if it doesn't get good in the first like 3 episodes, I'm out.
3 episodes. If it doesn't get good in the first 30 minutes.
Sure. So a perfect example of that, a friend of mine was like, you got to watch Daredevil. It's really good. So I was like, all right. And he talked it up for like months and months and months. So I watched the first episode. I'm like, this is not good at all. He's like, no. It doesn't get good till like episode 8. I'm like, so you want me to watch 4 hours of this show and then it'll be good enough for me to continue watching?
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yep. Nope. Yeah. Yeah, it was, Daredevil was up and down. Yeah.
Yeah, it was I'm a tough sell for shows anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's because you're a man of discerning tastes.
I don't want to say I have discerning tastes because I just have weird tastes, you know. I'm really episodic shows are tough for me. I'd rather just get through a story, unless it's something I'm already interested in. But yeah, Daredevil, I couldn't do it. Like 3 episodes in, I was like, well, when is he going to be Daredevil? Like, what's going on here? Like, you get 10 minutes at most to tell me the backstory of Daredevil. And if there aren't Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in it, I'm out.
Turtle power.
Turtle power. Hey, that's canon. That's in the backstory.
Yeah.
You know, turtles are totally Kingpin's fault. I'm not sure if that's who did it. I can't remember.
I don't think so, but it sounds good.
It's been so long. I just remember that whatever thing blinded Matt Murdock was the reason the Turtles became the Turtles. That's in the Turtles comics. It's not, obviously, I don't think it's in the original Daredevil. I think in the original Daredevil, the stuff just pours down the sewer.
Probably. But there you go. It's open for interpretation.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're right. Sometimes folks just want to see deeper into things than it really is, and some things are just kind of shallow. And yeah, like you said, I wrote that song because it was fun and had a good beat and things rhymed.
Right. Nobody is thinking Jimmy Buffett is a philosopher, right? Like, hopefully, makes a lot of money, makes a lot of people happy. Does not make him any less of a songwriter than anybody else. So, but
he's no like Socrates,
right? He's no Socrates. Neither do I think is Bob Dylan.
No,
one of the things that really bothers me about Bob Dylan is like his whole life is a lie. Like he made up this whole story about how he like traveled the country as a hobo, and it wasn't true. None of it was.
That's making up the false.
It's a false narrative.
Whatever. Yeah. There you go. False narrative.
To sell your bullshit, It is also weird to me that we don't have philosophers anymore.
Well, we've kind of talked about that before. We kind of do. In like, well, I think some comedians and some, like, I don't know, even like TED Talks could be considered more philosophy.
Sure. Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. I think the problem is there's so much out there and it's overtaken by everything else and algorithms and everything that we don't see some of the stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a lot of shit gets buried in the algorithms now.
Right. Yeah.
Like that is going to be the problem for your children.
Oh, yeah.
Your children, curation, and this is, if you're looking for a job to get into for the future-proof jobs, curation of knowledge is going to become huge.
Yeah.
And building up a reputation as a curator of knowledge and building up the skill set to curate, that's going to be a thing.
Yeah,
We're very
crazy.
much at that point now where we need the curator to like sift through the bullshit and lies.
Yeah.
It's sad to say, but you know, people's research skills are very much lacking.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
If they can't Google, if it doesn't come up in the first couple things in the Google search, they give up.
sure, and also many people are not trained academically to do research.
Right.
It's not something you learn in high school. For the most part, you really don't do research until you get to college.
Yeah.
And even really in college, unless you're doing liberal arts, you're not really doing a lot of research. You're really just doing regurgitation.
Yeah, you're very right.
You know.
Yeah, what many people call research is just reinterpretation or regurgitation of fact.
Right. I tell people all the time the only benefit of my degree, and the only benefit to a history degree anymore, unless you really want to go into teaching history or working in the very, very narrow field that is history,
Yeah.
is you learn how to do real research.
Right.
You learn to go to primary sources, and most importantly, you learn what a primary source is.
Yeah.
You know,
Wikipedia, right?
no.
No? Oh.
Wikipedia is a perfectly fine research tool, but you have to follow the links underneath of Wikipedia.
Exactly.
You know, you can't just be like, "Oh, I Wikipedia'd this. Move on."
Yep.
You know.
Why are there so many different ways to cite?
Yeah, there's APA.
And that's what the American Psychological Association.
Yeah, Psychological Association.
Why?
Yep.
Why does a psychological association have anything to say about how I cite something?
That is a fair question.
Yep. That is one thing I like about Google Scholar. You click a little button that says "cite this," and it puts it in it.
Yeah. Or I use OWL, which is a citation program that basically and the worst part, like literally, if anybody who's never done a real paper, you're literally just talking about which order you cite something in. Like, it's not even like, it's not just you're citing the source, it's just how you cite the source.
Yep. I remember I had one professor in college that we had to do the full like footnotes and everything like that. Double the length of the paper because there's so many stupid things you had to put in there.
Yeah. I remember writing papers where I had to do a bibliography. So, your first page was literally just, here's the sources I talked about.
Yeah.
And now I honestly think academics have to change how they cite sources, because now you're reading things digitally. So sources should be hyperlinks inside of the article.
Right. Yeah.
I should be able to say, "Oh, you cited this thing? Boom."
Yeah.
Click it.
I know some journals do that.
Yeah, some. It's not become a standard though.
No.
We could write the Truett standard of citation.
Oh God, no.
Which would involve hyperlinking.
Yes. Hey, I actually know how to do that.
Good.
Yep.
You should.
Something I know how to do.
I've never been a fan of endnotes.
No.
I like footnotes because I feel like footnotes you can at least look down the page and see what they're talking about.
Yeah, endnotes are just confusing.
Yeah. But in history, they all wanted endnotes. So it was a pain in the ass, really, because like you write your stuff and all right, I have to put a citation in here. Okay. And then I have to go back at the end and make sure all my citations match up to my endnote. So it was a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Footnotes are so much easier than endnotes, personally.
Yeah. I just, and what kills me is it's like you'll write something and you'll start writing it. You're like, I know that I remember that from somewhere. Now I've got to remember where I remembered that from so I can properly give people credit that,
Right.
And where does it end?
Well, yeah. And there's like the other thing I was always taught is there's the test of common knowledge.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to cite that Abraham Lincoln was shot and killed at Ford's, because everybody knows that, but I have to cite, if I want to cite somebody's paper talking about the doctor who treated Abraham Lincoln, that's what I have to cite, because that's not common knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of the general rule, but then what is common knowledge is very subjective.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah.
And I love now, like, if you read all these horror stories of people getting their papers rejected because there's all these automatic plagiarism. I don't know if you messed with that when you went back to school this recently, but they recheck your paper for plagiarism.
Yes. I'm sorry, I did see that. Yeah.
And like some of these people are getting kicked out for plagiarism because they cited themselves because they wrote an article and used that, and like so they're getting knocked for plagiarism from colleges because the thing's it's too stupid to figure out that it's the person that wrote the original article. So it's kind of funny to me. I mean, it's not hilarious because it really has impacts on their lives, but
yeah, I don't understand. Whatever.
Well, the teachers are not going to look for plagiarism. Very, very rarely is a professor going to take the time to look.
Right.
They rely 100% on that program now.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Well, it's also, you can kind of tell when somebody reads your work and somebody doesn't.
Yes. You absolutely can. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. Asimov in the Foundation trilogy, he talked about how the study of history is going to become just people studying other historians and no one going back to primary sources, and how that's lazy academics. He's really talking about pretty much the state of academics now, because if you read a lot of papers, it's really just them citing other papers and not doing their own research.
Yeah. It's comprehensive regurgitation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really tough in like the medical field, right? Because say I want to come up with a paper, but I want to talk about cardiac arrests in EMS. I want to do cardiac arrests in EMS survival rates. Where do I get the data for that? I can get the data for Salisbury Fire Department's numbers.
Yeah.
Right? But that is such a small sample. There's no medical studies, so I have to go to other studies and look at kind of finagle the numbers around. So there's like no pure research done about that kind of stuff anymore, which is a little frightening to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, good people like Christopher Choate are making sure that stuff's getting reported.
I try.
But it wasn't for 10, how long of our career wasn't it reported?
Gosh, yeah, we didn't record anything.
You and I talk about how it's so much better these days, but do we really have the numbers to really compare?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, who knows? It could have been better 15 years ago.
Right. We don't know. That data was lost.
Yep.
Yeah. After 10? When do we shred? After 10 years?
7.
7 years. Yeah. So.
Well, now everything's electronic, so we're
right. Yeah.
Backed up with that. Yeah. So we're talking about this, and back to your little meeting in BS and all. There's this person that's talking about Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven.
Mm-hmm.
The Raven can be interpreted as a symbol for the inevitability of death, perhaps the darkness of the world, or even the darkness in the narrator's own mind. It's never understood, and it's more of a universal symbol of something more. What? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't get it.
Again, there's a weird thing about people from the 1800s. We very much think that they were all super geniuses.
No.
Edgar Allan Poe, not a super genius.
No.
Creepy dude, wrote cool stories.
Yeah.
Just accept the cool story.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
he doesn't have to be put on a pedestal.
No.
Yeah. Even go further back. Bill Shakespeare, great poet.
Sure. Never been a big fan, actually.
Yeah,
I've tried. I think I've read almost all of the plays at this point, but I never retained them. It's definitely one of my failings is I don't retain that kind of literature.
Yeah. Well, the best version of The Taming of the Shrew is the movie 10 Things I Hate About You.
I've heard that.
It is. It's actually a really good interpretation of it.
Sure.
Yep.
Well,
Way
look,
better than reading the book.
here's the thing. All of his plays have been made into... Every movie you've ever seen is probably a Shakespeare play of some sort.
Ah, yeah.
You know, the themes are pretty universal.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Well, they say that's where Peter Jackson got his original inspiration for The Lord of the Rings. Oh, that was too easy. Oh, too easy. Folks at home, can you hear Whisper just seething?
The anger.
Uh,
Speaking of Lord of the Rings, you see that the Amazon the Amazon show is on track to be the most expensive TV show ever.
yes.
Yeah, that's going to be a dumpster fire.
Oh, yeah. And they already canceled the MMO they were working on.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So,
Dumpster fire.
Now, does Peter Jackson have anything to do with it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm hoping not.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Okay. So, kind of related to that, Christopher Lee, who played Saruman the White.
Oh.
Yeah.
Also Count Dooku.
Yeah. Oh, Count Dooku. He was brother-in-law to what's his face? Broccoli, who wrote James Bond.
Broccoli?
Not
Broccoli didn't write James Bond.
Not Broccoli.
Broccoli. Ian Fleming.
Yeah, Ian Fleming. He was brother-in-law to Ian Fleming.
Huh.
And
That's
Ian
cool.
Fleming based Bond's characteristics off of Christopher Lee.
I don't think that's true. I
read that somewhere, and I was like, really?
I saw that on Reddit the other day. Someone posted something about Christopher Lee, and it was a bunch of claims about him. But I remember, because Ian Fleming was literally in the OSS during the war. He was a naval intelligence officer during the war. So I think he wrote most of Bond stuff based on his war experience, from what I remember. Maybe there was some... It's hard now because they're both dead.
Yeah.
You know. But maybe...
Huh. Christopher Lee was related to Ian Fleming. Lee is said to have assisted the UN's War Crimes Commission and allied governments in tracing suspected Nazi war criminals. He joined the RAAF at the beginning of the war and worked for British intelligence.
Yes, I do know that he was in British intelligence because he talks about killing people with the scares.
They were step cousins.
Oh, step cousins.
Okay.
Yeah. Fancy.
Yeah. Lee had extensive history in World War II and SOC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, also Ian Fleming was also in the war. So,
yeah, that's true.
You know, it's hard to it's these facts people throw out there. Yeah. Somebody on Reddit the other day put myth versus truth, and one of the myths versus truth they had where was defibrillators don't restart dead hearts, and I was like, well, no, they actually stop dead hearts.
Yeah.
But it allows the heart to reset. So you're just kind of simplifying it for a fun fact. But they do, in fact, because they were like, oh, in the movies they showed defibrillators restarting dead hearts. Like, well,
yeah, they don't work on flatline, folks.
They don't work on flatline, but they do work on
squiggly
hearts
line.
that aren't working. Squiggly line. Yeah. Yeah.
That man looks like he has a squiggle. Defibrillate!
Hey, there's two rhythms every paramedic knows.
Yeah.
Flatline and squiggly line.
Oh, gosh. Hey, kids. Yeah, do that in your paramedic practical test. It appears the patient's going into squiggle. I'm going to begin CPR and defibrillate.
Yeah. Paramedic teacher will be like, well, you're wrong, but I know where you're coming from.
Yeah. I'd like to de-squiggle this patient.
I'd like to give 10 cc's of de-squiggler.
I'm going to use this. I am going to use this at work. Oh, gosh.
You wait till I have a cardiac arrest, and I'll be like, let me write this report.
Yeah.
We found the patient in squiggles. Performed a de-squiggleotomy.
Next time I talk to Dr. Chiswar, I'm like, so, Tim, we were treating a patient the other day who's in squiggle.
And he'll know what you're talking about.
He will!
He will know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, gosh, that's going to be epic.
Yeah. Look, it's not brain surgery here, folks.
No.
So,
yeah.
topic 2.
Topic 2.
I think we've exhausted my hatred of Bob Dylan.
Yeah, and getting back to just Bob Dylan, all his songs are just.
Well,
No.
I thought the funniest thing ever was you can understand Ozzy Osbourne when he sings, but not when he talks, and you can understand Bob Dylan when he talks, but not when he sings.
That's very poignant.
Yep.
So, topic 2. It's kind of fitting for today. I was thinking about it with it today being Earth Day. You guys are listening to this in the future. Is Earth Day more crucial now than it ever has been for us to take a better grasp of what we're doing to the Earth and how we can do better to the Earth? Because I'm one of those guys that really likes my, I want a lawn to look good and everything. And for years I used the Scots and everything. I have switched to the hippy dippy stuff, and I've got some all natural spray that's kid and pet friendly and, supposed to make your grass happy.
Is it bee friendly?
Yes.
That's the important part.
Oh yeah. I do really look for bee friendly stuff.
Yeah. So I'm really conflicted at this. Yeah. As a people, we need to hold corporations accountable more.
Yes.
For environmental impact.
Yeah.
Which means we have to shop for products that are more eco-friendly.
Right.
Go and find companies that operate in good conscience with the environment.
Yeah.
And support them, and not support companies that don't.
Yeah.
That's how we make change.
Right.
Right. Unfortunately, and I'm hippy dippy. I have my, reusable grocery bags, and I drive a hybrid electric vehicle, and, I try to reduce my impact as much as possible, but I'm only a very small part of the equation.
Yeah.
So,
but I do think it's every little bit, and then somebody sees you doing that, and then
yes,
they follow in suit. Because on our side, we've got a recycling bin there, and for the longest time, the fire inspector, he was throwing his stuff in the trash, and he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Well, I'm throwing my can in recycling." He's like, "Oh," and then I noticed a couple days later, he's putting his stuff in the recycling bin. So it
does. I mean, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
And one thing that's been really great for me to see, all the time now, I see just regular people on the side of the road picking up trash.
Yes.
And they got their trash bags, trash bags are bad. We got it. But
yeah.
Look.
Well, especially in Delaware, you have a plastic bag. It's a tier 2 offense.
Hey, I support that plastic bag ban. I have a whole rant about plastic bags because
urban tumbleweed.
You and I are old enough to have grown up before plastic bags.
Oh yeah.
You and I lived in a world.
Everything was paper bags, brown paper bags.
Everything was paper bags.
Yeah.
And then they found out it was cheap to use runoff petroleum products to make those plastic bags. So they sold us on the convenience of plastic bags.
Yeah.
They're terrible for the environment.
Oh, they are, yeah.
They get into our water sources. They get everywhere.
Yeah.
They don't biodegrade as quickly as paper. They're just terrible.
Yeah.
So get rid of them.
Yeah, I mean, we use reusable bags here.
Yeah.
So,
I try to have this conversation at work when people are like, because at my shift, when I'm at work, we have canvas grocery bags that I bought for the shift, and they always are like, "Oh, you carry your man purse," and I'm like, "Look, dick bags, you didn't grow up in a world of using plastic bags. Someone has brainwashed you into thinking these things are good."
Yeah.
And I was blown away when Delaware passed the ban. I was all about it.
Yeah, it's great, I think.
Yeah, so I'm all about it.
And there's a few counties in Maryland that have done it, like Montgomery, Howard.
The hippy dippy ones.
Yeah, the hippy dippy ones. But
and it's funny because when I go into because the rule only applies to bigger stores,
right?
And sometimes I go into a smaller store and they're like, "Here you go," and I'm like, "No, what are you doing? What's this plastic bag thing?"
I always save your bag. I'll carry this.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah.
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 It's I look for stuff like that, like I look for the rainforest friendly or stuff like that.
I saw a really good rant. Wasn't a rant. It's an informative discussion about veganism and honey, because
Ooh,
technically vegans don't eat honey.
yeah,
However, the environmental impact of all the stuff they use to replace honey is way worse than honey.
right.
And now, especially, we should be actually supporting honey growers. You should go and buy local honey.
Yep,
Because it's good for the environment.
it's good for
Local,
you.
it's good for you because first off, you get all the pollen and stuff that's
Yeah.
your local pollen, which is very helpful.
Yep.
But on top of that, apiarists are stewards of the bees, right? And bees are really important for the environment.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So you should be buying local honey
Right.
whenever you get a chance.
Yep.
So if you're vegan and you don't believe in eating honey, you're
Buy
wrong.
it for your neighbor.
No, also you're wrong.
Yeah.
You should eat honey.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what is wrong? Wasps.
Nobody likes wasps.
Wasps, hornets, go away.
Yeah.
Fuzzy little bumblebee, honeybee, I'm fine with that. Bumblebees are just dumb. They'll buzz into you.
I get a ton of bumblebees in my backyard.
Yep. Yeah, and let me guess, your dogs try to eat them.
Every once in a while, yes.
Yeah, it's really funny when they actually get a hold of it and then their face swells up.
Yeah. We because I don't treat my yard.
Yeah.
And I actually have 2 corners that I let grow kind of naturally.
Yeah.
I have a pretty biodiverse yard.
Okay.
So I have actual like clover in the one side.
Nice.
And,
with all those bees, you could actually get the bumblebees make honey.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get involved.
You take a bucket and you set it on its side and you put a bunch of tubes in it, little like pipes, and they'll actually make little chambers in those pipes, and you can get the honey out of those.
Huh.
Yeah. Yep.
There you go. Yeah, look, again, honey, good for the environment.
Right.
You should buy local honey.
Yes. Plastic bags? No.
Plastic bags bad.
Yeah. So don't put your honey in a plastic bag.
Yeah.
Put it in a jar.
Put it in a jar. Reusable jars.
So why do they have the weird little wooden wand thing to go with honey?
I don't know. I think it's a control thing.
But it just gets stuck in there and then it doesn't clean.
Well, I think you're supposed to stir it into your tea.
Oh.
I think that's what that thing's for, is for stirring into tea.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But honey never goes bad.
Never goes bad. It
could crystallize, but then you just heat it up and it's liquidy.
And you can slap it on a wound and the maggots will grow into it and eat all the dead flesh.
But if you do get pizza burn in your mouth, really quick, take a spoonful of honey. It'll help it heal a lot faster.
Oh,
yep.
There you go. Yeah, honey's great.
It is.
And there's some really good arguments for kids eating honey when they're very young.
Yeah. It helps build that immune system up.
Definitely build that immune system.
It helps.
I don't think babies are supposed to eat honey.
No, I think it's like 2 years or something.
Yeah, there's some number that you're supposed to be before you eat honey.
Gosh,
but
honey butter on a nice biscuit. Ooh.
Oh, honey butter. Oh yeah, nice piece of French peasant bread with a little honey butter.
Yeah,
toasted. Yeah. Perfection.
Yep. Nice little.
I don't eat the butter anymore, but
slice of bread with a little bit of honey, nice piece of brie or something. Yeah.
Now you're talking. Yeah, I mean, environmentally, honey. Like I said, going back to the local honey though, support local farmers, like local fruit growers and stuff.
Your farmers markets, things like that. Because actually, it's cheaper.
Yeah, because they don't have to pay transportation costs.
Right.
It's
cheaper, it's fresher, you know where it came from.
Yeah. That stuff actually makes a difference. And you can tell, at least from watching what's going on in the world, that corporations are starting to wake up to this, because Taco Bell now is offering much more vegetarian options. Almost every restaurant has offered way more in the vegetarian / vegan stuff.
Yeah.
And they don't give a crap about the environment, but they realize that
they'll get the hippy dippy money.
They'll get money out of it, which is fine. Like that's how you influence corporations with their wallet. So the corporations that don't support environmentalism, dump them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, vote your wallet.
Yeah. There's certain gas brands that I won't buy because of their environmental records.
That's good. Well, I mean, BP is probably one of the best, right?
Yeah, I say BP is one of the ones I don't buy.
BP, Exxon.
Yeah. But, we're never going to make a solid change in the energy market until people really start realizing, first off, that we're killing ourselves.
Right.
And we're hurting our environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, we talked about this a couple weeks ago that, COVID with the decrease in transportation and automobiles and everything, the atmosphere bounced back a little bit. And it's amazing.
Like, look at all the natural animal growth that you've had in like places like Mumbai and stuff, where it's like, oh my God, like the roads are cleaner, the forests are cleaner, and the water's clearer.
Yeah. What was it?
Wouldn't it be amazing?
Dolphins in the canals at Venice again, or something?
Yeah. Well, it's like the Chesapeake. I was reading John Smith's remarks about the Chesapeake when he did his tour of the Chesapeake, 1600s. Chesapeake apparently was crystal clear blue water.
Oh, I'm sure.
At one point, because of all the mussels. That should be, if I'm a Marylander, right?
Yeah.
There is nothing you people are more happy to say than you live on the bay.
Yep.
You are so proud about that bay.
Right, but we don't take any care of it.
Right, you don't take any care of it. Be stewards of your bay and get it back to a livable condition.
Yeah.
It's sad to me. Like, the Wycomico River is a joke how terrible it is.
Yeah.
Like I would, if I was a parent who lived there, I would be raging at every county, city, governmental meeting saying, what are you doing to make it so that my kids can swim in the river again?
Yeah, right.
Right? Like, what are you taking away from not only your kids, but your grandkids?
Yeah.
Because you can't swim in that water.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. And the worst part is we can fix it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We know we can fix it. We know which companies are accountable for a lot of the problems.
Right. We just don't
hold them accountable.
Yeah.
There's a LEPC in Salisbury
Yep.
for the Wycomico County. If you want to get involved for environmental reasons for your county, there's where you go.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right.
Show the county councils that you're outraged that your freaking waterways look terrible.
Yeah.
And really, the Wycomico, like, it is a perfect example of you can't hold anybody else accountable but yourselves.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't go anywhere else.
No.
It's not like it comes through into Salisbury and then, from another state.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that is all Salisbury Wycomico.
Yes. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
The worst part is it would be expensive, right? That you would have to have some major changes to, let's say, a certain wastewater plant.
Right.
Or say a major terminal that's on the water.
Yeah.
But those companies should be stewards of the environment anyways.
Exactly. Yeah, they should.
They should be held to a higher standard because they're using your water. It's your water.
Right.
And it's pretty clear that water is important.
A little bit. Yeah.
You look at Fruitland, look what they just went through with all their water problems.
Oh, yeah.
And nothing changed. They were just like, oh, well, we'll just pipe in water to you.
Yeah, we'll drill some more wells.
Right. But, like, the aquifer is still polluted.
Yeah.
They're not fixing that.
No.
That's the sad part to me. Look, it's a finite resource. Mm-hmm. And you might not care. It might not affect your life because you're going to die brutally young of cancer. But it's going to affect your grandchildren.
Yeah.
And that's where you can make real change. Holding governmental bodies accountable, electing people who are going to give a shit about real environmental concerns.
Right.
You know, hey, maybe buy one less pickup truck.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't need that pickup truck with the diesel.
Yeah, maybe look electric
Yeah.
or hybrid.
Or hybrid. You know, look, I would have gone. I totally wanted to go electric, but with my commute, it's too much.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
take some personal responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, that's where I think the real advocacy for the environment has to happen. We were taught when we were kids, reduce, reuse, recycle.
Yeah.
That was all a scam.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah.
And now, like, recycling has become a real problem because we don't have anywhere to send our recycling to.
Yeah, that's it. It drives me insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we could be like one of those places like, what is it, like Norway and all, that if you don't recycle, you get fined?
Yes. And I think Norway actually buys other people's garbage
Oh my gosh.
to burn so that they can be more net emission zero.
Wow, good for them.
Because they are so good about reducing their waste.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And like, that's the thing that drives me nuts about some of these people. The people who scream the loudest, America number one, take zero interest in making America number one in anything.
Yeah.
We should be leading the world in clean energy and environmental concerns.
Right.
Why we're not?
Yeah,
we have some of the most beautiful environments in the world.
Yeah, well, that, and we have so many diverse like biomes and things that.
And they don't care.
Nope.
And I don't know what to do to make them care. But you know, I think starting locally, like talking about the river.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
How can we clean up this river that we all live off of, and many of us count on, you know, for our waterway? I mean, that water, whatever you think, because I hear the joke all the time, oh, you don't drink the water out of the river. Where do you think that water goes?
Yeah, you're drinking it eventually.
Right. It just has to get processed through a bunch of crap because of all the bad stuff that you're dumping in the river. So fix that. So, and then, boy, y'all love crabs. Y'all love to fight about how crabs are, you know, you hear all the fishermen talking about how the crabs are overfished.
Yeah.
Why do you think the crabs are having problems?
Exactly. It's the health of the bay.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to be stewards of environment. We have to be.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and it's one of those, hey, if we need to go a season without crabs, great.
That's the thing that bothers me the most about the crabs. Like, they have told us very specifically they needed to go one season without them.
Yep.
And they just have not been willing. It's like COVID.
Yeah. We
needed to lock down for 3 months and we didn't.
Yeah.
And now we're still having problems a year later.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. But happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day. Go plant a tree.
Go plant a tree. Go buy some local honey.
Yes, there you go. That's probably the easiest way. Buy local honey.
Yeah, buy local honey, buy some local fruit.
Yeah.
You'll be amazed.
Oh, it's better taste.
Yes. Like, the difference between apples from your area and apples from the crappy grocery store.
Oh, gosh.
It's like, you'll be like, why have I ever eat this crap? Like, I can't even eat apples when they're out of season. Yeah. Because they're so bad.
Right, yeah. They just taste fake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Like, there is nothing like a in-season local tomato. Nothing in the world.
If you hate your body and want to eat something disgusting.
I didn't say a sweet potato. I said a tomato.
Tomatoes are disgusting.
Ah, you're a crazy person.
Well, I am, but...
A tomato on some French peasant bread with a little butter, mayonnaise, and honey butter.
Oh, what? Sounds gross.
And a little bit of salt on the top.
Oh, you gotta have your salt.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Yeah. It's like I look. Your homework as a listener of the Mythic Draft podcast is to buy a jar of local honey and to post it on our Discord showing us you did.
Yes, exactly.
And we will give you internet claps and points.
Oh yes, yeah. You'll get a giraffe buck.
Yeah.
If you save
one giraffe buck for you.
Yeah. If you save up a lot of them, you might get something.
Yeah, redeemable at the Mythic Draft store.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or if you go to your local supermarket and use promo code Mythic Giraffe, you're going to get a weird look.
You're gonna get a weird look. Now I kind of want to go out and build an orangearium in my backyard
Nice.
so that I can have like local citrus plants.
Yeah, that's the problem with us, where it's not temperate, or we are temperate. We're not subtropical.
Well, you have to build a orangearium.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like a rich, fancy like greenhouse.
Yeah, for oranges.
It was literally meant to grow like lemons and oranges. Yeah.
You grow them together, you get oranges.
Yeah. It's true.
Well, like Ron said, folks, come join us on the Discord channel.
Yeah, come talk to us.
Link on the show notes, or the show homepage, or in the show notes. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at CUltra22.
And we'll see you in May?
Yeah.
No, this will be up in May.
Yeah, this will... No,
we'll see you again in May.
Yeah, this goes up before May. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this will go up.
Yeah.
Man, I don't even know what day it is anymore.
Yeah, this will go up on the 26th.
You're right. Yep.
Happy April 26th.
Happy April the 26th.
And we'll see you folks, in May next time.
Yep.
All right, take care.
See you, folks.